Hey, everybody, and welcome in. It's the Poor Man Fantasy Football League podcast. We're the fantasy football show that brings you into the life and times of our Dynasty League. I'm your host, Mike. With me, as always, is my good friend, Andrew. And this week is a very special week. We're going to be doing our Super Bowl review, our settling up on our season-long bet, and we got a special guest in with us to do our year-end award show. It's Wednesday night, February 11th. Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. And yourself?
Doing good, man. I'm riding high off of the Super Bowl event itself, but we do have a special guest. Without further ado, we bring in back our friend Josh, aka the Multi Beast, to bring in his special addition to this show and to the league, which is our year-end award show. Josh, how you doing?
Doing okay. Rough Super Bowl, but excited to look back, look ahead, on with the dynasty.
Now, you are a Patriots fan, right?
Definitely.
Okay. You come to the show. You're wearing a Boston Celtics shirt.
So he's moved on from football.
Yeah, he's just already cut bait and
On
moved
to the
on.
next.
Okay. As a Patriots fan, what did you think about leading up to the Super Bowl? How surprised or impressed were you that the team had gotten there? And then talk us what your takeaways were from the game itself.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Homer fan. I tend to believe in the team. I thought we would be in the playoffs, but to have such a significant turnaround was definitely surprising. And they definitely caught some breaks. Go rolling through the playoffs. They played a bunch of broken offenses. So, for this team to get all the way to the Super Bowl was a dream to even have a shot at it. But our offense had been bad throughout the playoffs, and Seattle, I don't think there was a question they were more talented. But to see how it played out was definitely tough. But when the Pats had the ball, it was really just very one-sided, and I felt like the Pats right away. Not only was the O line broken, but we were like hunting a pick off of Darnold every single play, jumping the route. And it just kind of, I think to real fans, just tipped our hand that we thought we were a long shot, and it felt like it was over before it started.
Okay. It did feel like a desperation act in some plays, like how I guess never really understood. Yeah, jumping the play to try and get the pick and let the defense try and get them back into the game. It definitely felt one-sided, but hey, it was impressive. Did not think they were going to make it to the playoffs. Did not think that they were going to make it through the playoffs. But like Donnie winning our league championship, he stumbled into a situation where he won at the right moments to get himself into a spot to win, and that's what it takes. You gotta be there, take your shots, and yeah.
I'm kind of two minds. Like, I feel like a lot of the bandwagon Patriots fans are like, "Oh, next year we'll be back." I don't know. It's not easy to get to the Super Bowl. We had some real breaks, and yeah, they weren't the most complete team. It wasn't likely that we were going to win this year. But we got spoiled on the Belichick Brady years. You don't get to go that often. I mean, May could be a great QB and go one more time or never go again. That's how these careers go sometimes. But I'll say overall feeling good. We got cap money and draft picks. We had a good draft this year, and one of the harder things past few years has been getting free agents. Hopefully that's not a problem anymore. We're not overpaying for marginal talents, and hopefully we keep building up what looks like it could be an elite defense.
I do think there's some great optimism for next year. I wouldn't put them into the high category of repeating to the Super Bowl, but I would put them into the category as a playoff team. You don't get this far without having a certain level of success and buy-in from your team. And now that they've seen it, that team, whoever comes to that team, is going to believe in what can happen because they just saw it happen.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Vrabel had a great year. He really had the guys all playing together, and that gives us a shot.
Awesome. Anything else going on in your world? You all settled in as a dad of well, I guess it's not a newborn anymore, right? You're
No. The girls are 3 to 11,
yeah.
3 girls, so keeping us busy.
Well, you don't
We're
have as many gray hairs as I thought you would with 3 girls.
they're
I
there,
lost
but
mine.
this time of year is kind of nice where it's been pretty cold here. You hunker down, you watch some Olympics. It's not a bad time of year.
It is nice during this lull normally in sports that the Olympics are here, that there's some things you can watch and partake in. Do you have a favorite Olympic sport that you're watching?
Yeah, definitely. I'm watching it right now. So, I grew up in Maine. My sport in high school was cross country skiing. So,
Okay.
give me the biathlon with the shooting, give me the relays, all the Nordic events. I love them.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. I think biathlon is wild to think about
It is.
of what those guys go through the distance and then the level of accuracy with the sci-fi guns they seem to carry now. They're not like the old style rifles. They're
Yeah. And from where your heart rate is to then hit like a golf ball at 60 yards, like that's
yeah,
crazy. That's really tough to do.
it is. All right. Well, hey, the last thing we're going to talk about before we jump into the award show is our season long bet. We ended up in a tie. We put it out to the group, and what we did is we decided to build a fantasy list. Now, it did not go the way I had expected it to go. Our drafting, Andrew definitely picked counterculture to Mike, to me, scooping in on guys he know that I was going to target early, and let's see how that played out. So my team was Darnold, Kenneth Walker, Stephon Diggs, AJ Barner, Ramondre Stevenson, and the Seattle defense. Andrew took Drake May, Trevion Henderson, JSN, Hunter Henry, which I felt like it was going to break me, and then Cooper Kupp and the Patriots defense. Now it came out, I won with a score of 88.08 to 47.9. Really on the backs.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm just going to get something here going. Here we go. Let's get this. Do my little victory lap as I showcase my hardware. The belt, the trophy, the helmet, all of the goodness that comes with winning the bets throughout the year. Andrew even made me feel bad that I didn't bring it to the show with us, that pass it off in the event that he did win. I guess I made the right choice.
The two that killed me was the Seattle's defense and Kenneth Walker.
Yeah,
well, actually, you know what? No, not so much Walker, but Barner.
Yeah.
Those two were really unexpected. Stevenson did about what I thought he was going to do. Walker did a little bit more than I thought he was going to do. Both quarterbacks weren't as well.
Garbage time.
Drake May had 22.
Yeah,
garbage time.
Garbage time.
Like you said, garbage time. Sam Darnold didn't do what I thought he could do. I figured him about 19 points.
No, he landed right about where I expected him to be. I figured what was going to win me this was going to be the Seattle defense, and I felt pretty good about it. AJ Barner was just a golden blessing, getting 13.4 off of that touchdown. When I thought that should have been the score that Hunter Henry got, like that should have been his utilization. It just wasn't the case. So I lucked out with AJ Barner. Our starting wide receivers, Diggs and JSN, were essentially non-factors.
Yeah,
very little work.
Surprised me on both sides.
And then I think me sweeping in to scoop up Ramondre Stevenson as my flex to block you from getting a starting running back and having to rely on Henderson, I think also played a good factor. And then, of course, the 3 turnovers and multiple sacks that Seattle got just really drove it home.
Yep.
All right. So
congrats.
Thank you. So for one more year, I have this. We think about what next year is going to bring. Andrew's already made the commitment to not make preseason bets. None of that's going to happen, right? Okay.
Smart man.
Summer stupid Andrew goes on vacation.
Yeah, we'll wait till the regular season to get the football bets going.
Yeah.
Now, without further ado, let's head on over to the award show. So why don't you give us a little rundown of what you got in store for us, Josh?
Yeah, going to look similar to past years. We got similar categories. Can't remember if it's been a year, a couple of years, but we've been voting on them on each category. That's been fun, good conversation. So I think we dive right in, right, guys?
Let's do it.
All right, let's start with the rookie draft. Best pick of the rookie draft last year was a huge winner. Sean getting Bucky Irving in the fourth. So I got 4 candidates here this year. Emeka Egbuka, taken by Gabriel at 108. He came out of the gate hot, looked like an absolute stud, but really did have a concerning second half. I've got an entry here, Jackson Dart at 401. Fun season, fun to watch him, especially with that rushing upside. I think Arrow's probably still pointed up with that team anyways. I got a second guy in the fourth, Harold Fannin at 405. He was tight end 6 on the year. Looked pretty great. Young guy, 21. And I think I might have seen this week that Njoku's headed out of town, so should be his job. And Marvin in the fifth got Kyle Monangai, who really just felt like he got better and better as the season went on for a really high-powered offense. So, especially where I have a couple of candidates here, when I turn over to you guys, how do you see this field?
To me, I have a clear victory. The moment you read out
too.
one guy, it was like, it's just like, this is the dude. To me, it's number 3, Harold Fannin. Tight end, yeah. Secondary would be Jackson Dart, but my number 1 is Harold Fannin at the 405. If you can get a game changer that you can reliably start, and he didn't turn into a reliable starter until the second half of the season when David Njoku went down, and it was just the Harold Fannin show. And regardless of who the quarterback was, whether it was Gabriel or whether it was Shadur, they turned and used Fannin. And I think 405 for a value of a starter like that, I think that's great. That's my vote. Harold Fannin.
No, you're out to lunch, man. Jackson Dart, clear favorite. I mean, you look at his game log. When he took over, he went 20 points, 20 points, 25 points, 35 points, 21, 20, 31, 25. He missed a couple of games. Then he came back. He got 15, 26, 1, 25, 23. He was consistently over 20-something points a game when he was the starting quarterback. There's no way you're giving this to anybody else other than him.
Boy, I couldn't have set this up any better. Which of my draft picks was more awesome, guys?
Yeah,
and I get to break the tie. I love this.
Okay, well, before you break the tie, I'll give you some other justification for me why I went this way. I think Emeka Egbuka was in the first round. He was expected to do something great, and he was hot out of the gate, and then for whatever reason lost the chemistry and just kind of fell off. So to me, it's not worth the nominee and the recognition here.
And Tampa fell off too, so we'll see. I think his arrow's still pointed up.
Sure, and if he is, well, then he's a first-round draft pick with a first-round rookie draft pick in our league, right? So that makes sense. Kyle Monangai, he's not going to take the starting job. This is a backup running back. He was good when injuries occurred, but even when he was hot, they still went back to DeAndre Swift. And DeAndre Swift had a great year. So I don't see Kyle Monangai being a great draft pick. Maybe a couple years down the road if he does steal the starting job. But right now, Jackson Dart and Harold Fannin clearly have the number 1 spot at their positions for their teams. And yeah, okay, so maybe I could be persuaded to go Jackson Dart with looking at the points. I just thought, as a tight end fan, like, this is a guy who's going to be a game changer in a pool of players that there's not a lot to choose from. Jackson Dart is in a pool where you can find success at from other quarterbacks at this position, whereas tight end, there's only a small handful, like 5 to 6, that you could trust on a weekly basis to produce points for you. That's my argument.
Don't get me wrong. I didn't say that the guy was garbage.
Right.
I just feel that that Dart was just consistent as soon as he took over his position, and it took Fanning a little bit to get the chemistry going with the team, and take into consideration the carousel of quarterbacks that were on that team. So had he had a more consistent quarterback from day one, maybe he could stand out a little bit. He would stand out even more. And like I said, he didn't have a garbage year.
Did we
He had
lose
a
you,
great
Andrew?
year. But he's good.
Okay. And let me I add some additional fuel to your fire, Andrew. In essence, he missed the first 3 weeks and then weeks 11 and 12. So missing 5 weeks of the season, including a bye week. He still finishes quarterback 14. You add those five weeks in, and yeah, he's probably a top 6 quarterback.
Yep. For a rookie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't have a ton of bright spots on my team. These are two of them. And for Dart, you got Harbaugh coming in. They got a top 5 pick. What if they get another wide receiver? Kind of do what Chicago did, and just bring in a lot of weapons for Caleb. Yeah, it could be Dart. I'm gonna go Fannin. 21 tight end. Monken's coming in, a tight end guy. So I think that offense could absolutely run around him. So I got to go Fannin.
Harold Fannin. There we go.
Okay.
Yay, tight end.
I mean, it's tough for tight ends to break in and have a really successful season. So
except for the last couple of years, Brock Bowers, Sam Laporta, like where are these dudes? How is this happening?
Yeah.
Is the NFL finally changing and looking at these dudes as being legit weapons?
Well, I mean, 10 years ago, all they were used for was blocking.
Yeah.
Awesome. And when you get one of these rising tight ends, that's a big deal. So to get a chip on a guy that could be an elite tight end, that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like I said, I didn't think he had a garbage season. I just think, to me, if I had to get one of the two, like if I could only have one of the two, I think I would rather have Dart because maybe the longevity of his career and the consistency at points. I mean, like you said, a new coach, get another wide receiver in there, and maybe he goes from averaging 21 points a game to 26 points a game.
Okay, so from a long-term dynasty, sure, yeah. I could see that argument. That's a good one.
Yeah. But because it's rookie pick, 100%. Like I'm sticking with Dart on my pick, but Fanning is a great second pick.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping Dart doesn't get hurt. he runs with reckless abandon, so I might not mind a little less running, honestly.
Let's get him a top 5 offensive tackle.
That's probably the way to go.
Especially
for Harbaugh. Yeah, you're probably right.
Build that lineup. Protect your quarterback.
Yep. That's
okay,
right.
Number 2. What do you got for us?
Staying in the rookie draft, biggest draft bust. So last year was Caleb Williams, who we were just talking about. And what a difference a year makes. QB5 on the year. Is if we were to do a redraft right now, is he the biggest bust? Probably not. Probably not. And that's dynasty.
He was last year, just not. Yep. Yeah, he turned around. New coach, new system.
Yep, that's it. Yeah. That's it. This year we got 4 nominees. We'll start with Sean at 104. Travis Hunter. Yeah, tough year. Injuries, and I mean, this was a breakout Jacksonville team. Looking at what Parker Washington did, and that was the second half when the team was really clicking, but definitely some red flags for Hunter. I think probably still a sell low, honestly. We got Caleb Williams taken by Marvin at 109.
Caleb Johnson.
Excuse me, thank you. Caleb had a brutal year. Never really got a handle on the job for a team that was looking for playmakers. So a lot of ways this is going to end very badly, I'd say. Matthew Golden by Gabriel at the 202. He had a lot of opportunities. A lot of guys on that depth chart were hurt, but he really struggled to get on the field consistently. And then my guy, Jack Besh at 207, he couldn't get on the field at all on a bad team. So concerning there. How do you guys see this one?
2 guys stick out. One, again, you guys said it yourselves. It was injury probably derailed his season. With Travis Hunter, Stay in your lane, dude. Just play defense. You want to be a superstar in the league, just play the one position. But for me, it's Jack Beck. Sorry, is kind of my pick. Is like you said, he really didn't get an opportunity to hit the field very much.
Okay.
So
Here are my thoughts. Travis Hunter, 104. Season ended before he could really get something going. And yes, the team was doing some great things, and maybe he does need to flip over and just play cornerback next year. But the team is doing good things, and his injury, I think, should be factored into the fact that he didn't get to partake in those good things. So I'm so maybe the 104 is a little high for a guy that didn't return on the investment, but I'll give him a pass due to injury. Caleb Johnson, this is my front runner. Mainly because he was drafted at the 109. So this is a first round draft pick in our rookie draft to go to a team that looked like they had a need at running back, and then it was never able to break the depth chart to get on the field, and then it was usurped by Kenny Gainwell. So if you invested a 109 to get a third string running back going into his second year, this feels like Michael Carter or who was that other running back I drafted? Trey Sermon way back in the day at the 10, 108, 109 positions. It's like I think this is doom for him. Matthew Golden, sure, he didn't have a hot season, but he was a late first round draft pick that didn't have high pedigree. He went 202 to a team that had a lot of receiving options and then some injuries. You know what? I think he is going to be the atypical Packers wide receiver. He's not going to be the superstar on the team. He's just going to get utilized at spurts throughout. So he's not like an actual bust. And to me, Jack Beck, however you want to pronounce it, is a subject of a bad team. A quarterback that can't throw, an offense that couldn't move the ball, that had one of the best running backs in the league and couldn't get that kid going. This team imploded last year to be the number one overall pick this year, where I assume they're going to take a quarterback in Mendoza. Right? So if they go that route, I'm not writing Jack Beck off this year as a result. So my selection is Caleb Johnson for a guy who's probably not going to get another shot at earning his job back.
Yeah, I'm going to follow you again, Mike. You followed the 109 pick at 110. Do you remember who you took in this league?
I did. I took Tyler Warren, tight end. And I remember being called out for it too.
To me, when you look at that, could have been Tyler Warren, could have been Colston Loveland. That hurts. So I think it's Caleb. Again, just too many ways that his value could just zero out at the end of this year.
Oh, and it's so heartbreaking because I was a Caleb Johnson believer. I believe in the situation and the talent, and I drafted him in several places. So as much as I hate saying this is what I believe about this player. So unless there's an injury ahead of him, I really think this kid's going to be a bust, like long term.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the fear.
All right, number 3. What do you got for us?
Let's leave the draft. Let's go to the regular season. So waiver gem of the year. Last year at this time, we were talking about Sam Darnold winning this category. And look at that. Still got real value. You don't think about free agents bringing much in Dynasty, but a real game changer, and he's still here. So that's really something. This year, we got 4 nominees. Let's start with Bill Krosky Merritt by Gabriel. $25. Bill had a wild ride for sure this year, but really just ended up looking like a committee back and probably the same going forward. Mike, you got Chimere DK for $13. Yeah, he just improved week over week. New regime coming in, but I would think he'd be a starter. You got a Rondé Gadsden by Sean for $7. He really had an excellent season, good grip on the job. Another tight end friendly coach coming in with McDaniels, I think. And then Parker Washington, who we mentioned earlier, by Ryan for $3. he had a great year, and I couldn't believe looking back, he was actually the
$3.
Jags leaving. Yeah, and he was the Jags leading receiver. So those are our 4 nominees.
Okay, well, I'll jump out here. I'm gonna be selfish and choose, Chimere DK. I don't think it's the right choice though. I think Parker Washington for $3 for a guy who won the league championship with him, I think is the correct answer. Bill Krosky Merritt was a great ad that didn't pan out. He was hot and cold, not consistent, obviously not the dude going forward.
He grabbed him. He grabbed him at the right time, and it helped him short term. But yeah, to jump onto your bandwagon, Mike, Parker Washington, I think, yeah. Just became, and I guess the other part of this is we don't know exactly when the guys were picked up. Like what week was Washington picked up for $3? Was it right at the beginning of the year? Was it right like the last week of the year?
He was Parker Washington was picked up September 16th. So like
early.
So he had him the whole year.
Week 3.
Yeah. So
oh my god! And I dropped him. What the?
Yeah, you did. You dropped him in July. Well,
is that my worst drop? No, you did. Devin. Oh, sorry, not to give away the next category.
Categories overlap, though. You're right. Could have gone either way. Right?
Yeah. But you know what? I to me, looking at where he took the basically the number 1 spot for his team, and somebody picked him up early enough to say, "Hey, I'll take a shot, see what he does. If he doesn't do anything, I only lost $3."
Yeah.
So that's a brilliant pickup.
He finished as wide receiver 27, whereas DK finished as wide receiver 51. DK was great in the kick return game, where he did receive the award for special teams player of the year, and set the all-purpose yards for a rookie wide receiver because of all the kick return yards that he got.
I could see Deke, whatever you want to call him, DK. He's going to continue to mature in his role, and 3 years down the road, maybe he is a top 15 wide receiver guy, and not have to be on the special teams to make his splash on his team.
He's a young Rashid Shaheed, right? He has that talent to be able to perform those miracle feats on the return game, but is also useful in the passing game.
Yeah, I'm with you, Andrew. Like looking at those 2 wide receivers, if I had to bet on DK or Washington long term, I think I'm going DK. Like he looked really great. I think he's going to continue to rise. I actually had Gadsden though in this category. Again, these tight ends, young breakout. He's got a good grip on the job. I think that's an offense that's wide open right now. He could be a focal point too. But you guys, you had the final say. Parker Washington.
Yeah, I think that's for $3 to getting a guy that finished almost as the wide receiver 2 on the season, wide receiver 1 for his team. I think that's a great ad. I do like Oronde Gadsden. He finished as tight end 17. He wasn't consistent enough, so you still had to pick and choose your games and kind of guess. But if he does continue to grow and elevate as a rookie, this is going to be great. I love the fact that we're going to actually have reliable or useful tight ends outside of the big 3 that are no longer around.
Yeah, there might not be such a big gap in points in fantasy now, because you had, like you said, Mike, the top 3, and then it seemed like you dropped down 45 points.
Yeah,
to the next guy, and
almost a touchdown a game. It felt like between the top tier Rob Gronkowski, top tier Travis Kelce. Now you've got Brock Bowers, you've got Trey McBride, you've got Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland, and rookies that showed up this year. Harold Fannin, now Oronde Gadsden. And there's even another crop of tight ends that are coming in. I think the landscape is great. But all right, Parker Washington, congratulations.
All right, Slick. Nice job taking that one down. All right, we got the flip side of this. Worst drop of the year. We got 3 nominees. Mike, you're starting us off with A.J. Barner. Talking about A.J. Barner and that Super Bowl bump. He had a great year. Just really played an important role with that Seahawks team. And I got to think tough for you as a the tight end collector and the Michigan guy. Tough to see him get out of the barn.
Okay, so let's have a look at this. I dropped him May 21st. I had to make roster cuts when we paired down or when we were doing our rookie draft. So he was just, I claimed him from waivers. I held on to him, not knowing what the future was going to hold. And he ended up having a decent season. He finished as tight end 14, had some really big games, had some hurt you games. And then Gabriel picked him up, let's see, July 29th, 2 months later. Add it for $0.
I'll say you dropped him for who, Mike? Did you catch that part?
No, I didn't.
You dropped him for Chimere DK. So that's a little consolation prize.
Okay, sure. I'll take that. Yeah.
I bet you will.
Woo.
All right, Andrew, you're up next. Devin Neal, like you mentioned, dropped him. He had some good games. He's probably a handcuff from here on out, but hard to get too excited. I did like his film as a rookie, I'll say.
Yeah, see, I dropped him October 14th. So at that point in his season, he had gotten 0.3, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.1, 2.5. At that point, I was kind of, he was not going to crack the starting role, in my opinion, until Mike picked him up. And then, he started to do a little bit better for 8, 14.
That's and then
because he ended off the season at 0, 0, 0.
Kendrick Miller blew his knee and was out for the season. Yeah. Alvin Kamara was done. He had no competition. Yeah. He was the dude. Now, I don't think he's going to be the dude next year.
No. So to me, it was a good drop in my opinion. I don't know if I picked somebody else up at the same time. I don't think I did, but it didn't.
Little Jordan Humphrey.
Did I? Oh, okay. Jesus. It just
probably produced about the same amount of points.
Yeah. Neither one of them I don't think I ever had in a starting lineup. So,
yeah. And I think you got the right attitude here, Andrew. We can't beat ourselves up about some of these when there's zero production. I mean, that's football. These things happen.
And as the Kendrick Miller, as the Alvin Kamara owner, as the owner of all the running backs for the New Orleans Saints, I had to complete the collection with Devin Neal. All right, who else we got?
Our handcuff guy, always. All right, Kimani Vidal. Both Ryan and I dropped him. He had a great year, and he's a free agent. Honestly, probably best if he stays with the Chargers. But Barner, Neal, Vidal.
Okay, let's have a look at this. He was drafted by Slick at the 407 back in 2024. He dropped him a year later in August. Josh, you picked him up in September for $0. He lasted not even a week. He lasted 5 days on your roster. You dumped him.
Sounds like me. Yeah.
Okay. And then Gabriel dumped $75 of his $100 budget on October 6th. So that would have been around
his breakout.
Yeah.
Now, when we're judging this category, is it guys that we should not have dropped or guys that were a total bust and we should have dropped them?
No, we're judging it based upon you shouldn't have dropped him. So in this case, to me, Kimani Vidal is the winner because he ended up being.
You don't want this award.
No, you don't want it. So
yeah,
you can share 50-50 with Josh or with Slick.
Yeah.
I mean, even like Barner, like his season was up and down.
Yeah, it was
up and down. I think the smartest drop was Neal. Because up to that point, he hadn't done anything.
Nothing. Yeah, if you needed to take a shot on somebody, there was no. Yeah, and I did play Devin Neal, by the way. I did start him.
But you started him in a couple games?
I had to because I was running low on running backs that I could start.
See, there you go.
All right, number 5.
Where before we go, where are you on that one, Andrew? Who'd you vote for?
Oh, Vidal, easily.
Okay. I'm actually Barner, just long term.
Really?
I think
wow.
I think Barner will be good. Yeah, I'm Barner. Yeah? But
hey, I'd love to see this kid do well. Unfortunately, just not on my roster.
Yep. That's how it goes. And again,
Mhm.
these awards are a little tongue in cheek. That's dynasty, right? That's the
Yes.
theme of this episode. We just don't know. We just don't know. May look very different next year.
Oh, jeez, Andrew.
I'm sorry, Andrew. This is not how I wanted this to go. So I have you losing 3 trades here. And again, just like we said, sometimes these things flip in a
Oh
second.
yeah. No. I get it.
All
I
right, let's
remember
start.
back to the no fun days when I gave up AJ Brown or
Antonio?
Antonio Brown to like goofball that ran the league.
Drew.
Drew, and
No, June? I think June. June 9? Yeah, when
Mr. Junes.
Mr. June.
And he gave me like a nobody, and then the very next week, the wide receiver went down and was gone for the rest of the year. So people were bagging on me for giving him up for a middle of the road guy, but
You
I
don't
ended
know
up
what's
winning
going to
that
happen.
trade. So
Well, that worked out.
But-
Antonio Brown went freaking crazy.
yes, and was done for his career. So
Yeah.
yep. No, I
And-
get it. Hey, and I didn't lose any of these, man. I didn't lose
All
any
right,
of
let's
these.
go. Let's go.
All right.
All right. So first you trade with Slick. You take K. Dotton and Raheem Mostert, and he takes the 208, which ends up becoming Bayshal Tootin.
Yeah.
Tootin didn't do much. I
He
think
was
he's got
traded too,
promise.
wasn't he? He was traded to Philly?
Was he?
Yeah, I think
Tootin?
so. He's the backup in Philly now. Kick return specialist.
I thought he was still in Jacksonville.
Who was the guy that was
the other
traded
guy,
from
Bigsby.
Jackson?
Bigsby was
Bigsby,
traded.
sorry. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's still
Yeah,
backup.
Tootin's still there.
Okay. There
You
we
and
go.
I also made a deal. I sent you Jordan Mason and Cooper Cup. I think Mason was probably the motivator for you. He had the job. Um, I ended up getting your second, which turned into 201, and Isaiah Davis for the Jets. And then the last, actually another one with Ryan. He got Loveland and CJ Stroud. You got McLaurin and Shaheed. Sounds like that's where you're leaning, Andrew.
Question.
Yeah.
See, at the
what
time,
Whoa, before you go. At what time did the Colston Loveland and CJ Stroud trade happen? Because I think it happened before the Colston Loveland breakout.
correct.
It did.
And
it did.
I think, was it right
And CJ
after?
Stroud was doing nothing.
But did Rashid Shaheed, was he still on New Orleans, or was he just traded to
I don't think
Seattle?
he was traded yet, Andrew. Do
No,
you
he
remember?
wasn't. He wasn't. And McLaurin was supposed to be the breakout guy
Yeah.
on their team. So, like that trade, that of all the trades,
Yes.
that one made the most sense right at the time because
Mm-hmm.
Loveland did not take over the spot yet.
Yeah. Ryan was
CJ
was
Stroud,
gambling.
I had been riding for 3 years and just did not produce for me. So my love for the guy is still gone.
Yeah.
He won't do it again next year. Mike, you and I have had some conversations about some of the quarterbacks. And teams, he's not going to do what they did last year. Lawrence is not going to do what he did last year. There's lots of guys that I think had career years for themselves that it's not going to repeat. So I mean, the disaster trade is yes, number 3,
Right.
because it
In
became
retrospect,
because
right.
it became so lopsided. But in the grand scheme of things, number 1 and number 3 could have gone the other way in both cases.
Yep. I think the answer for me is 3. Number 1, when you looked at the trade, I'm thinking, okay, you're getting K. Dotton and Raheem Mostert was the throw-in. K. Dotton had a good year last year, and you were thinking some level of consistency from Baker Mayfield to what last year to this year. That didn't happen, so it made sense that one didn't pan out. I still don't hate the 201 with you, Josh, for Jordan Mason and Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp signs with Seattle. You don't really know what's going to happen there. Jordan Mason looked like he's going to be the dude, and we just saw him kill it over in San Fran. So, like, okay, cool. This looks like a decent deal. It's the Colston Loveland versus Rashid Shaheed. And the reason being is you traded Colston Loveland before he broke out, not knowing what was going to happen, taking the dip on tight ends in their first year. And then Rashid Shaheed, who was doing great things in New Orleans, was then traded to Seattle, where he became the kick return specialist and wasn't used on the field. I mean, and to me, that was the deciding factor of what, like, this did not age well. I understand the reasoning why you would do this, why it looked good on paper. It just didn't pan out. You lost out on Colson Loveland, and you inherited Rashid Shaheed that's not used. So,
Yeah, that's
number 3.
No,
Yeah,
I lost my internet connection.
No, you're still here, dude.
we can hear you.
We can hear you. We're good. We can still hear you, dude. Can you hear us? I hope so. Yeah,
Well, while Andrew's getting back online, I'll say I'm the same vote, and for me, it's just the age of these guys. Loveland, Stroud, they're young guys. I think the deal really soured on Andrew with McLaurin. I think that was probably the motivator for him.
Jaden
Good
Daniels.
offense. Yep, exactly. But now it's not looking good. Last year, he's 30 years old. That's a scary prospect. So that's the one
You're
that,
back,
that
Andrew.
kind of killed him.
Sorry, I lost my internet connection there.
You had your internet connection. We could hear and see you.
Oh,
then you disconnected.
Everything just kind of froze on my end.
Oh,
and
okay.
like the plug on my stuff kept coming undone. So,
well, either way, welcome back.
Thank you.
So the answer is 3.
Was none, because Andrew didn't have a bad trade. You guys all suck.
All right, we got 2 more categories. Let's see. Number 6.
All right, last one for me. Comeback team of the year. We got 3 guys here. We got Juan. He went from 8th all the way up to finishing 3rd in the playoffs. We got you, Mike. You went from an 8-win team to an 11-win team, most points on the year, title game. And then we got Ryan from 6th up to 2nd, and he did take down that title.
He did. I don't think it's me going 8 and 7. And I think I just missed the playoffs.
You were 3rd last year. I can't remember where you were.
It was close.
4th. Yeah,
we were really tight last year, so I don't feel bad. I was league champion last year.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So I got to give Andrew his silly name of Yoda Clown.
Yes.
So I don't think it's me. I won the league last year. I was 2nd runner-up this year. I feel pretty good about that. So from a score,
and you still got a pretty stacked team. You're still in your win now window.
Yes, I'm still pushing for it. Teams
Getting
that I
older,
like,
though.
Yeah, and the running backs is what's really scaring me
Getting
here.
older. Yep.
What's really I liked here is Juan had a significant improvement, like a significant improvement from the consistency of his team on a week-to-week challenge. You can have a look. Well, I guess we'll talk about that here in number 7. My vote is Juan. You go from 8th to 3rd, you become a playoff contending team, and you're young and you're up and coming. Ryan has been on that bubble. He's been in the playoffs, out of the playoffs, just missing the cusp a couple of years, but always the bridesmaid, so to speak, right? And this is the year that it finally came through. He conquered it. Yeah, I got to give it to Juan for me.
See, for me,
Andrew, why don't I go
Sure.
and give you a chance to break the tie for once? So I'm Juan, as I look at his team, great year. I wonder if he slips back again. He's got some older guys. He's got Henry there. Wide receivers still kind of weak. So I got to go Ryan. The title is a pretty big advantage. And boy, did everything clicked for him. He got a big year from Olave, from ETN. These guys, like, we thought they were done, both of them, and it got big production from both of them. I don't think Ryan's a dynasty team like a Marvin, but that was pretty impressive to come all the way back and take down that title. That's my vote.
Stupid Brock Purdy.
He got you good.
Yeah, he did get me good.
I look at Juan's team, and I look at his team as the Seattle Seahawks, a team that just quietly climbed up in their division, no one was really watching. It's not a flashy team. It's not, hey, I got to run home and watch the Seahawks play this weekend because it's going to be a boring game. I think Ryan, like you said, Mike, he's kind of been there on the bubble for a few years. And just to climb from 6th to 2nd and take the title, that just pushed him over the edge for me a little bit. Mike, you've been very consistent for about 5 years.
Yeah.
On the bubble of making the playoffs. 3 years ago, you and Juan conspired to kick me out, so I can't vote for you for that reason. I'll hold that grudge forever. No, I think like for the comeback team of the year, I gotta throw it to Ryan.
Okay. Congratulations, Ryan. Comeback team of the year and league champion. All right. Well, with that said, it brings us to our last award of the year. This is the Poor Man of the Year award, and we give this to the league manager who had the lowest score most often. And unlike last year, where Andrew, you were the winner with 7 appearances as the lowest scorer of the week, we did not have.
I should have been comeback guy of the year then.
Yeah, not being last place for being second last. Okay,
this is tight. Look at this.
Yes.
Yeah, the race is so here. We're gonna acknowledge that if you end the year with 0 appearances on this list, you win a league championship. I did it last year. Marvin's done it 3 years. It seems to be a consistent metric that you can track that if you do not appear as a Poor Man of the Week, you are going to have a good year. So with 0 appearances, both Bryce and Slick did not make the Poor Man of the Week award.
Both of the times they were close, but
they were close. Didn't make it. With 1 appearance each, myself and Marvin. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entries with 2 appearances apiece, we've got Gabriel, Donnie, Chervin, Josh, and Juan. And with only 3 appearances and repeating as Poor Man of the Year, Andrew, you win this glorious title. And for that, my friend, you get the sploosh. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
My vote still goes for Don. You guys break the tie.
It's really funny. Good parody. You like to see it. That's a healthy league right there.
I do like the fact that our league is generally really tight through most of the year, and then we saw some separation towards the end. Like, man, it's just great because it means all the teams are healthy, everybody's active, they're making moves and trades. We just saw bad mistakes we made, dumping players to the waiver wire, finding some diamonds in the rough on the waiver wire, which is not an easy thing to do in a dynasty league with deep benches, is finding those guys on the waivers. So it's awesome that we do. Yeah, what a good year. It's fun.
Yeah. Yep.
That just makes it, where everybody looks forward to jumping in and playing next year too.
Well, Josh, thank you very much for putting this together for us. It's been an absolute treasure since you instituted this several years ago. So thank you again for doing this. Let's give a quick round of applause to our friend Josh.
Gotta hit the button. Technical difficulties.
Fun,
there we go. It was there. Okay. I guess so now that we've hit the off-season portion, we're going to open up the floor to the league. So make your suggestions, your recommendations for any changes. I know there was some talk earlier on about putting a proposal to turn it into an Empire League, that if you win back-to-back, everybody blows up their teams, everything goes back to the drawing board and redrafts. So if you have ideas, put it up into the league chat, share your suggestions. We will put it all to a vote, see what happens before things go down. Otherwise, it's going to be a quiet off season. Andrew and I are going to take some weeks off here and there. We're going to come up with some goofy content just to share with you dudes to keep you entertained over the coming weeks. But we're going to wait until really free agency is the next big thing. We've got the rookie draft coming up. What is it? April is the official
May.
The end of
May usually.
the end of April.
No, ours rookie draft is
it?
in May, but
Yep.
the NFL
Got
rookie
it.
draft, right?
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually between I think last year was like the 19th of April or something like that.
Yeah.
And then a month later we do ours.
Yeah.
Two things to add. I want to second the Empire League idea.
Really?
I'm
Okay.
in 2 leagues. I'm in 2 leagues with you guys. I've inherited 2 orphan teams. I've never drafted in Dynasty, so and
Really?
I don't
Neither
really
have
know
I.
what to do. I don't know
wow.
what to do with my team. You haven't, Andrew?
No, I'm in 4
I'm
leagues.
surprised.
I'm in 4 leagues, and
Wow.
I've taken over all 4.
Yeah.
So I've never
Really?
had
Oh,
the
that's
opportunity to build something.
It's a dynasty
Yeah.
draft. It is gloriously fun. It is addictive, which is why Donnie, myself, we had so many leagues there for a while because it's just
Exactly.
fun to dynasty draft. Usually, when you do it, depending on the size of the league, you do a veterans draft and then you flip reversal and draft the rookies coming in that
Cool.
year.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it is a good time. I'm
Yeah,
gonna warn you though,
absolutely.
once you do it, you're gonna want to do more.
You get addicted.
You
Absolutely.
get addicted. Like the drafting thing is a real fun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and number
okay.
2, enjoy the time off, guys. This is a real service you do for the league. I think it really ups the ante. It makes it a lot of fun. So thanks for doing this through the year.
Yeah, it's our pleasure, right? It's all for the shits and giggles of it all.
It's great.
That's fun.
It's a great league.
All right, guys. Well, stay tuned. We'll put up some stuff. We'll post in the group chat. Any ideas you got for some things you might want to hear? Share with us. Andrew and I are happy to put together something for you. Otherwise, remember, from one poor man to another, if it's not fun, it's not worth doing. Good night, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Have a great week, everybody.